I mean, what was that song? What was that? That was some. I just threw on some YouTube. Don't get banged for the audio song. What was that? Thor's hammer. Hey, Ethan, Mike Sell, whatever you're doing, dude, keep doing that. I just tuned in the last 15 to 20 seconds of that, and that absolutely ripped for some generic free things. I don't think I need this. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Look at this. I got some fucking stubs here. This is crazy. I've had myself a day, gang. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for coming. I don't know how consistent I'm going to make these, but I do like doing them. And if you enjoy them too, well, then I guess it's all worth it, isn't it? Cheers to you guys. Figured celebrate with. I had one of these perfectly poured. This is something that only I think people with a child could really understand the physical, or I should say the mental toll that this takes. Poured a full one of these. Where did I have the pint glass? In the freezer. Crisp, cold, freezing. Just a freezing beer. Poured it up to the top. Put it down on a nightstand. Playing with the kid. Roughhousing commencing. I'm doing Tomonagis, throwing them over my head and stuff like that. Power bombs, all the like. He goes to run away. His foot gets caught on an iPhone charger that yanks the table. Not even one sip. Maybe one sip. But at most one sip into the coldest beer you've ever had in your life. Whole glass. Upside down. On the ground. In the bedroom. Beer. Sticky. Smelly. Like in the worst plate. In between the wall and the bed and like quickly growing. Do you understand? Like in the cracks between the wall and the floorboards, just like in seeps in. And and then at the same time you got the kid just going, he feels terrible about it because there's the natural like it wasn't even to anger. It was just like no, like it was like a gah, so it wasn't even like there was no anger towards him. It was just kind of like nah! And then he was like, oh shit, and then of course you have to be like, okay, it's fine, but if you could just move over here real quick because there's a big problem I have to deal with. And so I've been waiting to reopen a second one, and now there wasn't so much carpet, but there were area rugs, wood floors, area rugs though, and thankfully it didn't get to the area rug, but it did get, and a part of it got on the table, so I had to unplug all the chargers, make sure it's one of those end tables that's got the chargers built into it, so you're like, is the whole table gonna catch on fire? I don't know how any of that works when I'm sleeping. Do you guys charge your phone when you sleep? I thought that was a thing that we all did, and now I'm starting to see that's apparently like an unk thing to do. Isn't that so annoying? Isn't that the worst thing you've ever heard? It's just like a thing that everyone culturally agrees to do, and then it gets changed, and then you do it, and you're an old unk? Isn't that suck? Like, what are some other good examples of that? There's so many things that people, it was like ankle socks was like, that was a few years ago. Anyone under 30 was like, ankle socks, that. Meanwhile, then they were wearing knee-high socks, which was like reserved exclusively for grandpas and sluts. Like, it wasn't even like a thing, You do not, I'm scared of it plugged in overnight. You see, this is the problem. This is the problem. What's up, Negative Squirrel? What's up, Chris Cunningham? What's up, Nivach? Rip the Web. Chronosaur. Pool Screencraft. Snobbish Goose himself is here. I mean, what a crew. A wrecking crew, perhaps, some would say. Long time, first time. Hey, welcome to the show. You must also be a sports talk radio person. Hey, long time listener, first time caller. I just want to say, and again, this is going to be a stream. This is a stream, emphasis on stream, of consciousness stream, because that is the thing. Like, they don't have to say the first time. I like the first time, long time. I think you just be like first time, long time. And granted, if you've never talked to anybody on the radio, if you've never called into a sports talk radio, let me know if you have in the chat. If you've never talked into a sports talk radio, you don't understand. It's very nerve-wracking. I've done it. I shouldn't say an embarrassing amount of times. I've probably done it 4 or 5 times in my life. But each time, it's embarrassing to I've done it all. Right? I recognize that. But you do get nervous. I'm a person who performs every night. I'm used to, and I thought it would be easier because it's like I'm on a phone. I'm in my car. I'm alone. I'm not near anybody. It's just one-on-one conversation. But there's something about hearing the radio, and then when you get clicked on with your little hot take point that you're going to slam the guy for or agree with or whatever, you're just sitting there, and then you hear the little click. It's like, blick, and then all of a sudden it gets louder, and they're like, let's go to Mike in Queens. Mike, you're on the fan, whatever. And then you have to be like, yeah, hi. And people always panic. The first time, long time is great. But then this is what they do. They go, hey, Mike, first time, long time. I just have like 3 questions and a point. If you could just let me get those, and then I'll hang up, and then I'll listen to what you have to say. And by the way, I just want to shout out and say that I've been listening to you guys for years, and I love you guys, and you guys really rule. Long pause. Host usually goes, oh, thanks so much. What's on your mind? And then they go, no, totally. Okay, so here's my first of 3 questions. And again, 3 questions, so please don't hang up. My first of 3 questions is, who is your favorite Yankee? Number 2 is, do you think Devin Williams, if he was still on the Yankees, would be better? Because I feel like he's on the Mets now, and if he was on the Yankees, do you think maybe they would trade back for him? Or is that just something that like they may not do because of how his career ended there, even though he has been a pretty great reliever before coming to New York? My third question is, what's your favorite soup? Oh, and my last point is that I think that you guys are doing a great job. I would love to hear a little more hockey talk, because I feel like you guys don't talk hockey enough. But I'll just hang up and I'll listen to what you guys have to. And by that point, it's like, if you're still listening, congratulations. Your knob is broken on your radio. That's all it means. It's unbelievable. If I was a radio, I would love to be a sports radio host, just to give the hook to people. Because sometimes that's what used to be great. I don't know if any of you guys know, there was a big blowhard named Mike Francesa, the king, Mike and the Mad Dog. And he was so entertaining because he was such an arrogant swine of a human being. He fell asleep on air, like while live, like simulcast on like the most popular sports talk radio network in the country. That was the #1 drive time radio sports show at that time, afternoon drive. And he fell asleep on air while interviewing somebody. It's one of the greatest. Can I show things? Like, anyone who's ever watched live streams, can I show videos on YouTube? Or will I get like, if I show another YouTube video, will I get caught for that? How does that work? I don't know how any of that works. It'll be worth it. Francesa falls. I mean, you type in Mike Francesa falls asleep. There's so many things. It's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna put this up. I won't even put the sound on it. I guess it doesn't even matter. And then you guys could tell me that's allowed. Okay, sweet. Let me get back. I'm gonna get to some of your questions, I promise. But I'm on a stream of consciousness right now, and I gotta show you guys this because it's one of the best videos, I mean, in history. I think I listened to this live, I think, or saw this live. It's crazy. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, we're cooking. Oh, we've just unlocked a whole nother level of streaming. Get out of here. Did I just learn how to do this? You guys, it's over for you guys now. Yankees, took care of them. Okay, look at this. I didn't even know this was playing this whole time. Look at this right now. So he's scratching, so he's still awake. But look at the head. When does he out? When do you guys think he's out? His eyes are closed for sure. There he goes. Look at his nose to the mic. Look at the distance. Sweeney Murdy, just the most boring anchor of all time, radio journalist of all time. Look, he's out there. I mean, he's twitching. He's fast muscle twitching. There he goes. Look at the nose, the point of the nose. Look at the distance. I mean, his first off, Sweeney Murdy's voice sounds like what I assume Valium would sound like if it was personified. I mean, the guy's got a monotonous, flat, even-keeled, a doctor delivering the news that you have cancer or that you have a healthy baby boy, same tone, just a steady beep. Now look at this. Look how low it is here. There's definitely, and by the way, there's definitely his producers screaming in his ear, Mike, wake up, Mike. Now watch, and this is how I know he was asleep. I mean, obviously he's asleep, but this is how you know someone was screaming in his ear. Again, note the distance. The man is out, ears below the shoulder line. As we all know in modern medicine, ears below the shoulder line means you are asleep.
Pretty good and pretty meaningful, and it's just not
okay.
The case finally for
now,
the first time in a long time.
There we go. I mean, that's a dip. That was a 20-degree dip. Boom. That was like when you watch a glacier break off. That's what that just was. We were on a boat in Alaska in our parkas, and we watched a motherfucking iceberg break off, okay?
That you can see, Mike.
Now, here it is. Here it is. The moment. He's that low. Someone got to him, and then he also says Mike.
That you can see, Mike, and, to share...
Now, look at this. Look how high his eyebrows are. The Concernicus face, he just is like, what's going on? Where am I? What's happening? He has no idea where he is, let alone that he's on air, let alone that he's doing an interview, let alone that someone has been speaking for an ungodly amount of time and he's going to have to respond to it. What does he say?
The absence is
now, that is maybe my favorite part of the video that gets overlooked a lot. Everyone just looks at the sleeping head thing. What I love is when he wakes up and his producers are like doing this to him, and you could just see him try to be like, what? Like he wants to say what, but he can't. But he opens his mouth and a little bit comes out, a little air gets like, like you just watch this. Watch this again. We'll watch this 400 times.
Mike, and to share his absence is part of this. The Yankees have been a little affected by left-handed pitch.
No clue where he is. Takes out the headphones. Fall down now. Look how far the headphones have fallen down. Look at that.
And they're going to face two of them in this series.
Is that you?
Two of them in this series. So no matter
what does he say here?
Lately, and they're going to face two of them in this series. So no matter what the rest of the team looks like, if these pitchers hold the Yankees down,
he goes to a pause. He turns off his mic, talks directly to the studio.
If pitchers hold the Yankees down, you could be looking at a game where they might lose 3-1 or 4-1.
All right, we're talking with Sweeney, obviously, as we get ready for a trip to Boston and then back.
How do you not love this guy? First off, the funniest person in sports radio history. He fell asleep on air, and by the way, the best sports radio, talk radio guy of all time. The consummate professional wakes up from the most unprofessional thing you could do, falling asleep mid-interview while being broadcast on a New York drive time radio station, but just locks back in, doesn't laugh about it, isn't like too mortified, just goes right back into the interview. If you're listening to this, you have no idea what happened.
As we get ready.
Look at the way he locks back in.
Looking at a game where they might lose 3-1 or 4-1.
All right, we're talking with Sweeney, obviously, as we get ready for a trip to Boston and then back against the weekend against Tampa. And with those teams squaring off.
I mean, unbelievable.
Andy Pettit is a starting pitcher. Andy Pettit's a starting pitcher. He's won almost 200 games.
I love it. Anyway, he's the best. He's the fucking best. He's the goddamn best. All right, let me get to some of these. Let me talk to some of you guys for a sec. I want to catch up. I'm going to read every goddamn comment. Probably not, but I'll get to catch up on some. And I don't need these again. God damn it, I love Mike Francesa. I miss him so much. He retired. He's not dead. He's actually not retired. He does a podcast now, but he doesn't take calls, and people fucking with him was kind of like the whole purpose of listening to him. Long time, first time. That's where I got to. That's exact. That whole, by the way, I don't know what you're 80 Menon. You saying long time, first time sent me down that entire rabbit hole that we just went down, and I want to thank you so much for that. 80 Menon, long time, first time. Are you going to be joining Fart Carnival? They're a 2-man operation, and I wish my boys nothing but the success. I don't even think they're doing guests. But if they ever do guests, I assume I'm going to be the first one. And Ari doesn't count. And neither does Lewis. They both just walked in. Yeah, we talked about you not plugging in your phone overnight. That's crazy. I guess that makes total sense. I just never considered that for a second. Just finished watching all of Here's the Scenario. Wow. God bless you. Now, here's the real question. If you really enjoyed it, did you ever... Oh, I guess you wouldn't have, because unless you started it very long ago... I was going to say, if you ever watched all of it would mean the first year of the podcast, I think, which was all on Patreon. It was a Patreon. Talk about a business model. If you guys, I don't like to dole out a lot of business advice for you guys, but I will say, I got something for you. Start a podcast and make sure it's Patreon only. And why is that, would you say? Because you want as little people to be able to follow it and find natural discovery as possible. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, sure, but you have a built-in audience. And that's true. But have you ever bought things sight unseen without knowing anything about the product? Maybe once or twice, very rarely. But I think it was actually a very fun product. There was something that I did on the Here's Scenario. Well, back then it was called What's the Scenario, before we got blasted with the copyright cease and desist. Because we would live stream every episode. I think on the first episode, I was wearing a hat, and then midway through the episode, I just kind of went like this, and I came back up wearing a different hat, just to see if they would notice, and they didn't notice. And then I did that again the next episode. And then I did that again every episode for months. Months I did that. And they weren't even close to the same hats at some point. Like, I would be starting with a Yankee hat, and I would end in like a yellow sombrero. Like it was getting comedic how much I didn't how far apart those hats were, because and granted they were high, and we were doing a podcast. I guess they weren't really paying attention. But then at one point it became such a fun running joke. Like, the only person that knew that I did that was my wife, and she was like, how have they not figured it out? Like, again, they're like different colors, different sizes, different. It wasn't just like a Yankee hat for a Yankee hat. It was dramatic. But again, I guess I was so smooth with it. It was just like and now I'm just wearing a different hat. They just never questioned it or whatever. And then I think right when we ended that, I might have like tipped them, or maybe like Sagalo was like, are you wearing a different hat? And then, yeah, it just became, I gave the reveal, and they couldn't believe it, and they thought I was crazy. But the joke's on them. So I'm just good at pranks. What prank that is, I'm not sure, but it's a fun prank. This is, again, the pranks that are for you are always the best. Ari agrees. And who else was just on the podcast that we agreed with that we were talking about? Who the hell just did that with me? Where we really talked about that is the best part of the... Oh, O'Connor, I believe. Oh, no, Bennington. All right, I'm back. Cheers, everybody. I'm locked in. I'm absolutely locked in. Anyone else drinking on some High Life? Love a High Life. Uncle Duck, how you doing? I used to have my phone on the charger, but then I heard it was bad when it's at 100%. Yeah, if it's at 100%. I've never gone to bed with my phone at 100% of my entire life. I don't know how you've done that. I mean, who charges their phone immediately before bed, especially if the phone's going to be on the charger all night? I like to get it to as low as 0 as possible, but sometimes you don't get there. I'm at 41 right now. It is what it is, you know? Boxers changed the game. They did change the game. That's what you were talking about earlier when people call you Unk. Yes, boxers were huge. And by the way, I think I still have like 1 or 2 pair of boxers, and I'll mix it up every once in a while. You got a hot summer day, like I gotta let them breathe. It's pretty good. It's not good if you have to like walk a long way or if you're running or anything like. I remember I used to run in high school. I used to run in boxers for like a year. And then people were like, don't ever, what? No, you got to get boxer. If you wear boxers while doing track, like sprinting and just like running and all that, like, they're like, you're going to knock your testicles sterile, which I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true at all. Let's see if that's true. let's see if that is true at all. Can you, let's get this big boy. There we go. If you're wearing boxers, this is going to be such a long question, and you regularly, this is what I love about Google now. You can make it as long as you want. It's a nightmare. And you regularly run distance in them. Can you knock your testicles sterile? It's going to be like, great question, Mike. No, of course not. Provides good airflow, the physical act of distance running your underwear alone, stability of the table, the heat factor. Okay, sperm production requires about 2 degrees to 4 degrees. Okay, so what is the role of boxers? Yes, I know that. Excessive, they're allowed for too much bounce and friction. The muscles in your scrotum may pull your testicles closer to body to stabilize them, ironically exposing them to more core body. Temporary impacts, overheating the testicles, which is so funny, can lower sperm count. Oh, so but having them in a tight sack then would overheat them. If I'm running and I have them and I have the berries all in a tight little pouch close to mama's womb, in the little kangaroo pouch there, why wouldn't that be worse for them? Once the heat exposure stops, your testicles will resume normal production. But if you, the heat exposure doesn't stop until you're out of the shower, essentially, at that point. Interesting. Well, we learned a lot here, gang. All right. Not drinking, but I'm on 150 milligrams. Rip the web. Godspeed. That is an impressive amount. I want to know more about that. I want to know how long it's been since you took it, and when's the last time you took that much, and also third time, and then I'll hang up and listen. I don't even remember the question. So I asked how many. Now I sound like a first time, long time. When's the last time you took that? How long ago did you take it? And I guess that's it. I guess I don't give a shit about anything else. I like that most of your fan base grew up calling into radio stations. I mean, listen, I was calling into radio stations in 2017. Like, it wasn't, there's sports radio is still very popular. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. ESPN, WFAN, maybe it's a New York thing, but I feel like a lot of places where you have drive time. I mean, every major sports city has them. Mike and the Mad Dog were absolute assholes from what I can remember. That's goddamn right. You're too high for this background. Well, that's unfortunate. Sagalo sent me. Nice. Thanks, Sloth Boy. That's allowed. No copyright. Okay, wow. That's how far back I am on the chat. Jesus Christ. This is so long ago. You just have to be transformative to the media. Pause to react. Add personal. Okay, I missed all. This was just too late. GTA trailer Thursday. I mean, again, I'll be excited when it finally comes out. I feel like it might get. I guess it can't get delayed anymore, but I also can see it absolutely getting. And here's the thing about these games. It's that it won't be fully done when it comes out. I hate that. I hate them baking a cake 80% of the way, selling it to us, and then over the next 7 months, baking it the other 20%. And you're like, dude, just because you got to hit projections, don't sell me a fucking, if they do, then we should be able to buy the game for $20 less. Which, by the way, I think it's like $80 for that game or something. It's like, I should be able to get it for $50, which I know is not 20%, but still it should be less. You know? What else? What else is going on? Opiates, obviously. I don't even think so, dude. I think he fell asleep just because he's just fucking just an old crotchety man that probably didn't sleep, you know? He seems like the guy who always had like a mustard stain on the side of his face. That motherfucker looks like Cash Patel. Saying that Mike Francis looks like Cash Patel. Oh, the other guy. That makes much more sense. Yeah. Sweeney Murdy. You think Sweeney Murdy? No, never mind. That was just a racist. I was like, oh, okay. I guess they kind of do look alike, though. But it's rooted in racism, what you just did. But there is a comparison. I hate that. I hate when that's one of my favorite scenes in The Office is when Dwight is trying to expose Daryl for like workers' comp, and they confuse Daryl with Daryl's sister, who is like, a tall, strongly built woman. But he was turned around and he thought it was Daryl. And then he goes, why would you think they get into the huge fight? They have to fill out the report. And they're like, I'm sorry. He's like, I thought that was Daryl. And he's like, why would you think that my sister was me? And then he just looks at both of them and then looks at the camera and goes, are you kidding? I mean, they look exactly, he goes, you two look exactly alike. And he looks right back at the camera and goes, are you guys getting this? And then they interrupted and everything, which again, yeah, but that's not racist to me. That's like two people, brother and sister, who obviously are going to look identical, but it's like, you look identical is not something that anybody would say. And if they made that show today, let me just say, there's just no way they could make that show. There's no way they could make that show tonight. If they made that show in 2026, well, you better believe things would be different this time around. They would never get away with it. There just weren't rules then, and they were rule breakers. And that's what made them interesting. And that's the start of the documentary about The Office, the mockumentary. And then they sit down and go, are we doing this? And they put the mics on and all that stuff. Turns into a murder doc for some reason. Creed apparently killed a bunch of people. What else we got here? Where's Big J? At his house, I assume. Dang, we're on live stream. Oh, that's very fun. Very fun. Good stuff. Alejandro, love you too, pal. Love you too. Dude looks like me listening to my wife. Very fun. But I found here's a scenario after it ended, but I didn't know until I was about 75% of the way through it. That's so funny. That's so funny to be like, yes, I can't wait to catch it. It's also, God bless you for not you found it and you started at 1, or did you find it and then as you're listening weekly, you also were going backwards? Did you do the Memento timeline of it started here and then you started going this way, so the timelines were running this way, but then eventually this ended and you were able to come back to this? Interesting. Or did it go this way and then this ended and then you kept going back to that and then we ended in the past? That's kind of fun too. That is a good time. Let's see. Why is the link already purple? Which purple? Oh, this is funny. If I can knock your Jessica, that's fun. That's fun. Fun stuff. I wish I saw that in real time, but you know what? It still got me. It's still good. Still very good. If I take it to get high, I take around 250 to 300. Oh my God. Been about 2 hours. Take the same amount 3 times a day. Health problems, so not really high, just evens out a little bit. Would take more if I could afford it. I mean, God bless you. The amount of health problems you got to be having to be on 300 millis 3 times a day, or at least 150 3 times a day. God, I hope you get well soon. That sounds torturous. But I can see that, how that could just kind of relieve the sharp pain and kind of numb things out. I respect it. Sorry you're going through that. No jokes. No topics, no rules, dude. You're goddamn right, Chris. We go wherever the stream takes us. The stream of consciousness stream. Now, should it be called the stream of consciousness stream, or should it be called the stream, italicized, which I don't think I can do that, but in titles, but of consciousness? I think that's what it's got to be. That's so much better. Don't even care about your opinions and response on the matter. It's going to be that. Changing it to that. Accidental racism is something they don't want us old whites. They don't warn us old whites about. Yeah, make shouting to your black friend across the room a risky situation with shit vision. Yes, for sure. If you got bad vision, rip the web. Especially if you're on 300 milligrams, you should probably double check before you yell out to your friend Carl, you know? What did Doofini? What up? What up, Lost? How are you? Cause One is a great podcast. Thank you very much, Canadian Spawn. Appreciate it. Go watch today's episode. A full interview with Rachel Feinstein. So goddamn funny. She's so... like I said, I say this in the podcast, she's so funny because my whole relationship with her, and she did make a great point where, like, there's some people that you meet and they just see you, they just clock you as, like, you play dumber for certain people and you play smarter for certain people. There's definitely people that I know that, like, there are people who I know who think I'm the dumbest person that they've ever met. And then there are people that I know that think I'm the smartest person they've ever met. And that person is my mom, and she tells me every day. But, and also most handsomest boy, I guess. But I think, I got distracted by my own joke. I forgot my whole point. But I did think that that's, she made that a very astute point. And I, on the other hand, just have always seen, every time I see her, she's like running to her spot. There was one time we were talking at the Comedy Cellar and we were just like having a good conversation. She didn't have a care in the world. And then she was like, yeah, I know. And oh my God, I have to be on stage 5 minutes ago. And then like ran out of the room to go around the corner to the Village Underground. Like just shit like that where you're like, it's so funny. She's always, and it's also like she's a mom and she has a kid. So you're like, I get it. First off, there is zero judgment going that way. Like, we talked about like the difference between, because she calls herself a mess, or like a mess versus a hot mess. And I think she said a hot mess is more of a rogue whore. But really, it's like that's the definition of what I think of, just like she's coming in, it's crazy. Her bag's exploding, there's shoes missing, she's running late, but she's also early to something else, and now she doesn't have time to eat. Like she comes on to do the podcast. She's like, I want it. She tells me in person, I want to do it. We connect, submits the resume, go through it, looks good, call her, bring her in. She's like, I have no idea what this is about. And I was like, we talked and then went to grab a water. She grabbed a beer. I mean, and then just didn't even go like, shit, I grabbed a beer. Whatever. It's noon. I shouldn't she just was like, I grabbed the beer and just committed to it the whole time. Love it. Absolutely free-spirited, fantastic, and very funny. That's Feinstein for you. So go watch that episode. Do you ever feel like there's too many mics in stand-up? Yes. And if all goes according to plan, there won't be for long. Evil laugh, evil laugh, evil laugh. Zoom out, fade out. The Chris O'Connor ep was great. Thank you very much, Nevo. Or Navach? Or is it Navoch? Okay. She was a good guest. Funny as fuck. Agree. Love when you're live. Come back to Tampa. Tiffany, you know what? And bring Brandon. Would love to see Saturday Night Live. Tiffany, I'll be in, not Tampa, but I'll be in St. Pete, which is close enough. I will be in St. Pete for the Joke World Comedy Festival. And that will be on August 14th and 15th. And it's Joke World Comedy Festival in, is it St. Pete or is it Clearwater? It's one of those two. I think it's St. Pete. Now I lost all confidence. I got to double check. I mean, it's you know what I mean. It's all in that general area. But it's in St. Pete. Okay. Actually, it's very close to St. Pete. It's at Coastal Creative. I believe it's all in that sort of immediate area. And they're doing a bunch of shows. And I think if you use the code Feeney, you know how to spell it, but don't forget that goddamn 30, Feeney. I think you get like, I don't know, some sort of discount to it. So use that and check it out. It's the first year of a festival, so it's pretty good people. It's good hang on it. I think Saglo will be there. Cannon will be there. Who else is on Joke World? Tim Bartley obviously is there. DeRosa. Line up. Greg Fitzsimmons, classic. Jeremiah Watkins, Maddie Smith, Peyton Ruddy, Christina Mariani, Colin Terrell, Jetski Johnson, Uncle Laser, Dan St. Germain, Brian Moses, Naeem Ali, Nick Murphy. I mean, this the list goes on and on. Josh Adam Myers, Lemaire Lee, Sean Gardini, Rachel Wolf is a Nick Rochefort. How could I forget? Of course. Nick. God, we're going to do so much hanging out. Mike Falzone, Mike Rainey, Michael Turner. Too many goddamn Michaels. Michael Ridley, who the fuck is also named Mike on this goddamn lineup? You tell me right now. You're lucky, Giulio Gallerati. If I see one more goddamn Mike, and there's a goddamn comedy jam, a stand-up on the spot, a roast battle league, live podcast, a surprise drop-ins, people are going to be just dropping in. Guys, people will be dropping in. Huh. Your mom told me the same thing. Funny thing, rip the web. 30-year-old alcohol dad stream. Hell yes. Hell yes. Hell yes, Nobitsky. No biscuit. That's fun. Limp Bizkit, indeed, for this 30-year-old dad. And the fact that you think I'm 30. That's what I'm saluting. Alcohol dad stream. Let's go. If that's what this turns into, if this turns into a 30s dad stream, a 30s dad alcohol drinking stream, if this turns into the equivalent of hanging out in the garage, fucking drinking some beers, playing some poker, talking some shit, and just fucking, as Derek Stroop would say, just blasting stranglehold. I mean, now listen, it's not going to be stranglehold. Maybe we'll work in some metal and stuff like that, but maybe it'll be more something in our world. You know what I mean? A little older. I mean, a little older, a little younger. You know, maybe I'm thinking we start the vibe with a good pop punk. You know what I mean? Get some Sum 41, get some Green Day, get like approachable, nice stuff. You transition to Foo Fighters, and you get a little bit more. Now, as the drinks start flowing, that's when you got to start getting the emo shit out. That's when you start getting the Taking Back Sundays and all that other shit. And then maybe just and then once people are drunk and maybe a little high, that's when you go right into the just that sweet late 90s to 2000s hip hop. Oh my God. We just crushed some fucking Rottweiler and just, oh my God. It just becomes the time of our lives. And if that's what this stream becomes, well then, God damn it, by golly, I've done my job here. God damn it. I'm going to build a full garage just for that to be the hang. That is the show, and we're not changing it. Damn. All right, well, you saw the genesis of the thing I'm going to do for the next 4 years of my life. It's just commit to this. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Bottoms up. Hell yeah, Alejandro. Appreciate you. Salud. Wow. That's what we really got to do. That is going to be my thing. Rachel's a good example that sometimes complacency comes off as crazy. Also, Rachel's complacency is hilarious. It was a great episode. Yes, she was very fun. She was very more on edge than any of the other people, but it was perfect. She's perfect. St. Pete, stack lineup. You're goddamn right. Get James McCann on. James McCann might be on it for all I know. Did I not say James McCann? Is he not on it? Let me see. Is James McCann on this lineup? I don't think so. No, he's not. It's not my lineup to get him on. Text that to Joke World, I guess, you know? Text that to Joke World. Wrap episode with Cannon was great. Thank you very much. It was very fun, dude. That was the first off, I don't smoke anymore. Hardly ever, you know? I don't have the tolerance. I don't have the time. I don't even really enjoy it as much anymore, if I'm being honest with you guys. It just feels like as I've gotten older, it's just become more of a burden or whatever. But I do enjoy maybe a little 10 milli if we're gonna have a fun stream. You know what I mean? And then, but You can't smoke anymore. But I wasn't doing it in the middle of the day ever. And of course, Lewis's show is at noon. And we're just looking at Lewis like 4 minutes into the episode. And he's like just heavy-eyed and looks like he didn't sleep at all last night. And then Mike and I just would go, are you high? And just the little, like, this is how much he gave us. See that? See that? Do you see it? Watch. That's how much he was like trying to pretend like he wasn't, but couldn't. Just the, no, that was way too much, but you get it. And then we proceeded to have fun. I haven't done that show since it came back. We just, it's at the worst time imaginable in the middle of the day when there's a million other things you could be doing, you know? I drink again to chill with Feeney. If that's right, if that's true, then I'm honored. I'm honored to be like, I gave up drinking, but now I have to come back to drinking when Feeney drinks on his stream. Then how could I not turn this into that? You know. Here we go. So, but what games do you play? Well, Cream Sleeves. I play, I mean, offline, non-streaming games. I just finished Ghost of Tsushima, and I've been playing it since like February, religiously, the original. I owned it for 6 years, only played the multiplayer with Soder and everybody else, and Soder kept telling me it was one of the greatest games of all time, and I just was like, yeah, I'll get to it, and then I blinked and it's been 6 years, but I got to it, and I beat it. I'm going to 100%, like, beat it at, I'm going to 100% the game. I've beat the story. I've beat all of the main character, you know, main, what are they? They're not the main characters, because they're like, there's only a couple, but they're like the side, not even side missions, because there's side missions, and then there's like, I don't know. What would you call those missions that aren't the, like, oh, I just ran across this, and now to go save this one? The ones that aren't important to, like, they each one has 9 different versions of, like, the character's background. It's like the cast, the supporting cast, that's what I'm going to call it. The supporting stories, their backstories and all that shit. I beat all those. I think I have literally one just mission, like a nonsense side quest to do left. And then the only thing after that is like find some silly fox dens and shit. But what else do I play? I like NBA 2K, MLB The Show religiously, but I haven't played that much this year because I kind of played it out. So I do that with games. I'll play MLB The Show for 6 months multiple times a week. It'll be the only game that I play. And then I'll get so sick of it that I can't play it again for a few months. I do that with UFC. I get so into the UFC, I build my guy, I become the greatest fighter of all time, and then I just get bored. Stop that. Same with what is that other game I do that with? WWE, I've done that with, but also NBA. But if you're asking what I stream, Call of Duty mostly, some Black Ops 6 prop hunt, Battlefield. We were doing that for a while. I haven't played that in a while. Kind of lost the love and feeling of that game. It's very realistic, but it's very hard. Call of Duty's just like, I was so sick of Call of Duty, I played it out, and now I'm back. I'm back in it. I played some Rebirth the other day. I was using the voice changer, fucking with people. It was so fun. It was so goddamn fun. Alice in Chains in the garage with a few beers. Now that's what I'm goddamn talking about, Josh. That's what I'm talking about. You know? What up, Grant? Fiend Boys. Love that. What up, Penny? Ghost is such a great. The second game is good, but not as good as the first game. You know, Caitlin, that's what Soder told me. I've been texting with Soder since February, being like, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "My horse died." You know, I just had so many issues. Things that I loved about the game, and he was like, "If you love it, buy the expansion pack." Because I didn't even know they made a second game. I had no idea until after I beat the game, and then they were like, "You should now play this one." I was like, "What?" but it's a different character and it's a different time. And I watched the trailer of it and I was like, oh, this is like how Assassin's Creed gets, where it just gets so repetitive. It's like you're doing the same. It's like clear out a fucking stronghold and then do a spy mission and then do one of the recon. It's like, it feels it looked repetitive. I'm sure there's some new bells and whistles on it, but Soder said that's not as fun. But he did say, if you're really into it, get the DLC, play that now. And then if you still want the game, get the second game. But I think he's right. I committed it took me months. It took me 4 months to like beat that game because I have very little time to play video games. I'm too busy fucking streaming and talking to you guys. But, and that would be a terrible stream. Me playing Ghost, just me being like, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. And now I just go, it's easy. I don't even break a sweat. I never try to like be all quiet and shit. I walk right through the front door. Challenge me, cowards! All that stuff. Amazing game. My horse died, man. I was so fucking bummed about it. Playing anything today? I might. We're seeing what I have a Call of Duty ready to go. If I do play something, it's gonna be Call of Duty. It's gonna be probably Resurgence, and it's probably gonna be with a voice changer so that I can fuck with my so I can fuck with people because that's so much more fun for me. The prop hunt scares me. And then last time we had people in here from prop hunt. They got stream sniped and then raided by a bunch of whoever those people were. They were all so mean. Feeding, you put so much work into your pod, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much, Grant. I appreciate you noticing that and saying that. Means a lot. It's slowly killing me, but it's worth it for comments like that. No, they weren't random quests. What up, Mariah? You gotta pick a fucking gaming lame that is not fucking Call of Duty. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's just, I haven't, playing Call of Duty on the last stream that I did was the first time I played Call of Duty in probably like a year. I took a full year off, but it's just, I'm fucking good at it, dude. I played Resurgence the other night, first game back, dub, with 3 randos. The fuck out of here. What? With a voice changer, so I'm doing bits the whole goddamn time. Talking as fucking Morgan Freeman. It's crazy. I also have another one that's fun. Let me see if, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this on the stream, though. That's going to be the only problem. There's actually no way you'll be able to hear it, I don't think. Unless I do hear myself. Let me know if you guys could hear this with the voice changer. Because if you can, that's going to change some shit. Okay, it should be echoing now because I have hear myself clicked. Now, what about this? Do you hear me? Or do you hear both of me? What if I did this? Hey there. His name is Andy Dufresne. Or were you hearing none of that? Because if you weren't, then it's truly embarrassing. But there's nothing I can do, you guys. I'm not a producer. I'm a creator that's being forced to be a post-production coordinator. God damn it, I won't stand it. I won't stand for it. Yote, yeah, it has a different vibe. It doesn't hook you as good. Okay, that's good. Sports Center, over 700 watching the Carpetbagger live right now. I don't know who that is, but I'm very happy for them. God bless. That's fantastic. Great numbers. Maybe we'll get there someday. Maybe we won't. You heard it. Okay, nice. Did you hear the echo? Was it echoing? You heard Morgan. Love that. This is great. Now, so now I can explain this part of the bit. So here's what I was doing, which is very fun, is I was putting on this one, which is, I'm not doing it yet, but you'll hear in a sec. It's a auto-tune one. We used to do this back in the day when I would stream on the pandemic with Shuli and Sagalo and all this other shit. But I've come up with a whole backstory to explain it very fast to when I'm playing with random people. I say that I'll just do it in the voice. Ready? Watch. Hold on. So it sounds like this. And both when you talk loud and only Morgan
when you whispered. Interesting. Huh? Anyway, I go, hey everybody, I know this sucks and this sounds crazy, but my mic is stuck like this. I tried to get it off. I tried to uninstall the program. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm so sorry it's annoying, but the enemies find it annoying too. So, let's win this one, you know, something like that.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to unmute that. But it's so fun. It's so fun to fuck with people. It's the best. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I'm having fun just shooting the shit with you guys, though. I can't believe we've been streaming for just about an hour already. This is wild. This is like last time. Probably haven't watched gaming streams since Truly streams. Yeah, it's great. Here's another one that I used to do, or that I've been doing. I use this voice.
This one right here sounds like a radio. It's called Battlefield Radio, and I make up a new backstory about my mic every single time I use it, but I insist on talking in absolute military code. So we got 2 tangos at 6 o'clock, over. And it makes that noise every time you stop talking, and it's the most fun.
So these are all kinds of things you can look forward to for the future of the stream. But for all I know, it could go from a garage hang to a video game stream. I don't know. We don't have the technology to know where this is going. Because this is a stream of consciousness. How I really want to hear Stranglehold, too. Get you in my string. How come, let me ask you this. How come I can't play a song on Spotify in the background while I'm streaming without getting demonetized, but people can like make videos where they're listening to Eminem songs for the first time and being like, oh, like, or, you know, or like Drake or whatever. It's like a new album drop. They can listen to the whole thing. They don't get a copyright strike. And I played, you know, Turnstile in the background, and 3 FBI agents burst through my door and punched my wife in the face while I was sleeping. Like, why is that true? God. Tracy, I still laugh at the time Ian asked to be each other's alarm clocks. I don't remember who he asked. That's so funny. I don't know either. But that is when that was pure pandemic, because we were staying up late during that time. It's so, you know what I was going to show in the last stream, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. I'm going to see. All right. I'm going to see. Yeah, I still got it. Wow, this is fantastic. Okay. I'm going to play this. I said I was going to play this last time, and I never got to. Oh my God, I look like such a baby. Look at this. So this was the New Year's Eve in I mean, fuck if I know what year. What year was this? 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Good God. 8? That's crazy. That's crazy. Unless you know for at least close to the fact that it's going to work, do not put anything out there. As a fan of your actual comedy, you're completely fucking yourself. In terms of what? I don't know what we're talking about. I may have taken too long to see this. Unless you know for at least as close to the fact that it's going to work. Are you talking about music? Copyrighted music? They pause it every so often, and the talk is covered under the copyright policy. Oh, interesting. I look 15. Yeah, I mean, this is jarring to see 8 years ago. This is also like pre-pandemic. I was probably 145 to 100, and I was probably 150 pounds. Never exercising. No, this was full Irish Goodbye days. This was 2 or 3 years into Irish Goodbye, at least. I think Irish Goodbye started in 2015. I think so. But anyway, I haven't watched this in 8 years. Maybe we watched it once during the pandemic or something on like a Here's a Scenario or something, but I haven't watched this alone. Is this video mirrored? No, it is. No, if I'm looking at the camera, you know what it is? I think back then when you would film in selfie mode, it would be reversed. That is funny though, that if the hair, I used to have a different part back then. But let's see what this is about. So this is again, you want to talk about pranks. This is in the height. If you ever listen to our original podcast, Irish Goodbye with Mike Cannon and I, a storytelling podcast, we would ice each other fully. It was one of the things that, you know, became a popular cultural thing, but just we did it years after people stopped doing it. And we loved it so much because it's so fun to like jump somebody with alcohol. It's so fun. We had people on Irish Goodbye that sent us in gifts, and I would open it, and it was a giant Smirnoff. It was like a giant 32-ounce Smirnoff Ice. There's episodes of the podcast where I do that on that. I've done that to Mike. Every time it was somebody's birthday, we always ice them. Always a birthday icing. Sagalo I got for his. I got like, I think it was like some mango one or some bright yellow, orange, fucking off, like extra sugar one. So we used to do that to fuck with each other. But it was New Year's Eve. I guess it was 8 years ago. Cannon was performing at Uncle Vinny's. Sagalo and I didn't have any spots, and Cannon rented rented a house with an Airbnb, and he had like 3 or 4 other couples come over and friends of his, plus Sagalo and his girlfriend at the time, plus my wife and I, plus, you know, Mike's wife at the time, still wife. And we came up with the idea. I was like, of course, who came up with this plan? I got 6 of them. They were like, we got to ice Sagalo. I got a 6-pack, and I go, we can't just waste one. What if we just pranked him all night long? And it became a thing where you've never seen a community come together faster. This was the only thing I can compare it to is 9/11 and the Knicks winning. I mean, a group of some people, I barely knew them. We were tightest friends afterwards because we all came together. Mike's sister's husband, you know, Mike's good friends from childhood. All of us came together, some of them barely knowing Brendan at all, to help organize, strategize, hide places, and then like help get him to get tricked by them. And so Brendan, I think, was like a real last-second add-on, and he was the last one to the party. That's kind of where it becomes an opportunist thing. You got to operate in the opportunity you're given. You know, if we all got there at the same time, it wouldn't have happened. This was planned on the spot. Let's go right now. And throughout the process, I made this video. So I just want to see. Oh, and by the way, I did get him these. Look at this shit, dude. I got him the citrus flavored. Look at the color. Look at the color of this. Tangerine thick. You guys remember Sobe? You remember that drink with the lizard on it? It's like that. Crazy. So, here's the video. And by the way, this has copyrighted music in it, so I'm sure I'll get banged.
All night long.
Of course, I gotta like turn this down now because I'm gonna get blasted. Okay, here we go. This is, by the way, no clue how to really edit things. Editing wasn't really important. This is the attic. So this is first one. He gets here. We tell him, this is your bedroom for the night. And it's nothing. It's just goes to the attic, or it's a closet or something. I remember this one really well.
To your room after you, sir.
Do we have to go in there?
He doesn't even realize what.
Look at Mike.
All right, good night, everyone.
He sits on it. He's sitting on the...
Asshole.
Fun.
I thought this was left over. Bye.
fun. Look at the color of that. And by the way, this is where Brendan really needs to be given his flowers. This man, and that's really, I think, the best part about icing in general, is when someone just goes, there's arbitrary rules. I've tricked you into grabbing or looking at a Smirnoff Ice. Now you have to drink it no matter what's going on. An arbitrary rule that no one agreed to. But we did. We made a cultural pact. If that's what happens, you get got. And son of a bitch, Sagalo adhered to it. And I always love him for it. Because at first, he could be like, oh, no, I'm not drinking right now. I don't want to drink that. And then you just go, well, that sucks. Well, that sucks then. You know? But he didn't. I don't know why I put the garage in quotes. I don't know why I put not, instead, it should have been the garage, not just garage. Because it is the garage.
Did you guys get it? I don't like these.
Oh, we didn't even get this one on camera. That's funny. And Casey Balsham was there. I forgot about Casey Balsham was there. Wow, I forgot all about that. Casey and Robbie were there. I mean, look at this. Just going down the hatch. I don't even know how. I didn't get that one on camera. I think I remember being pretty pissed about that because I was also drinking. Oh, how it happened. There we go. Look at that. Wow, I really answer everything. I should just shut up and watch my own video.
And he goes, what? What car? I go, the car. I was like, oh.
Mike Cadden, an unrecognizable person there. His hair, you know what it is? He will be like, well, it's because I'm 8,000 pounds or whatever. And he does look very good. He looks good now, but the hair's a little darker. But it's the facial hair. He has like very, very faint whispers of facial hair.
I don't even know why I'm letting you go first. Just go first.
So that's how Mike got him. So that's good. Oh, that's why I put it in quotes. You see? So this is already number 3. Oh, Jesus, Brendan. My God. Not okay. Not okay. I mean, I'm definitely going to get blasted for this.
My teeth are so cold.
Oh, that one was freezing because the garage is very cold. It was snowy outside. This one was fun. Trivial Pursuit. So we planned, I think this was Mike's sister. We put it inside a box of Trivial Pursuit and then convinced him that we should all play a game. And then someone was like, what games are over there? And he's like, and we left that out for him to see. And he was like, I guess it's like Trivial Pursuit. Very fun.
Let's try Trivial Pursuit. Does anyone know where it is?
Look.
Get some TP.
Sago, give me just the wheel spins.
Look at this.
And the board, nothing else.
I try not to film him. Amazing. Amazing. I'm trying not to film him because he's super suspicious. And by the way, the hard part is like him knowing, like once he opened the first one, like there's got to be 5 more. And us convincing him every single time, like we swore on our children's lives that didn't exist then, that no, it was just the 1. No, it was just the 2. No, dude, we had 3. You can't buy them in a 6-pack. Just lying, bold-faced lying. So anytime you take your phone out, you have to make sure you get it on the net because if he sees, good, open it, it's gonna, But again, so watch this setup. In my opinion, I fetch him onto that. Unreal. Ready?
Let's try Trivial Pursuit. Does anyone know where it is?
Does anyone know where it is? Fucking incredible. That was Mike's sister's husband, James. Unbelievable sell. What a sell.
Sago, give me just the wheel spins and the
I'm
board,
pretending
nothing
to look up the directions, I think, on my phone. Look at that, how he picked it up. Could he picked it up more perfectly? And now you hear how excited everybody is. The reaction of this party goes from just a joke that Mike and I were doing to Brendan to 12 people in this house are living for this.
The board.
I gotta watch this again because he lifts it up so. By the way, we're also drinking and smoking. So like it's not just like, oh, he's only had 3 of these, or 4, and this is just like that'll probably get him a little fucked up. It's like, no, we're like boozing. This is over the course of a couple, as the night's progressing, and you're seeing how much more drunk he's getting.
Oh, it's the best night in America.
Oh, Mike would absolutely end his life if he saw this. That's so funny. So funny, dude.
Oh, it's the best night in America. You didn't even say that. You're going, get the spinny in the thing.
Great. Look, and now the cinematography is really coming out because I'm bordering on a blackout, I'm sure. Number 5. Oh, and then we shoved it in the couch, I just think. I don't know how, but crazy. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. I mean, look at this. What a good editor I am. Every 4 times in this video so far, I've been like, I don't really know how that happens. And then I press play, and the next second fully explains in perfect, succinct detail how we got to this point. Good Lord. Good Lord. Coppola, they call me. Now he's no look, you can see.
I did that joke like 3 hours ago. You're not even real. It's like it hurts. It was. You know what I mean? Because you guys are like so good at it. She was just walking by. Oh, is there fucking phone? You mentioned sitting there. You got me.
Oh yeah, we convinced him to sit there. We're like, you can take that seat. And he's like, oh, thank you. Just betraying his friendship and trust in us over and over and over again as a group. Do this to one of your friends. You have to do this. Have a big party and pick one of your friends to betray. It's kind of like traitors, except you're all the traitor and there's only one faithful. And he doesn't know that. And he never knows that.
You distracted me with the weed.
Distracted me with weed.
It's like we were talking about what makes friendship.
One of the best lines in the whole thing.
You got me.
We were talking about.
It's like we were talking about what makes friendship.
We were talking about what makes friendship is so funny. Having like a stupid high conversation about like what friendship really means. And now his brother's dying. Smoked weed for like the first time in his life, having a full breakdown. So funny. So funny.
Hopefully last of the Smirnoff.
He thought, oh, that was the other thing too. He thought it was number 5. We told him that was number 6. So like, no, dude, we already did number 6. You know? Look at this. Okay. All right. And now. Oh, we're also doing shots, I think.
How are you? Even nice a few times.
I breathe very badly.
So low, I can't even hear myself.
Very badly?
Yeah. I'm gonna die. Is that how you guys want this to go? You just want me to die, dude? And then Jess has to drive me? My dead body home?
Sounds exhausting.
She was not happy about this at all. In fact, she was pretty pissed about the whole thing because she didn't know this was part of it. And so she was just there. This is the fun part about Jess doing this, being a part of this. This is like, oh no, where did this go? She had no idea we were doing this. So she's also being tricked. The problem is that was the first time that she was meeting all of us. And so she came over and we're like, hey, what's up? How are you? We're going to fuck up your boyfriend. And then just got him blacked out over the course of the night. She thought it was going to be like a fun, like I meet my boyfriend's friends. We all learn about each other, maybe come out with some inside jokes. Instead, it's like, no, you're kind of getting pranked too. Or not, it's worse because you're not getting pranked and you're not in on the prank. So that sucks because you don't even know how to celebrate. And now you have to take care of him because he's becoming a problem. And that's very funny. It's a very funny thing. Then, so at the very end, I remember this clearly. This is like late. This is late in the night. Because we start drinking. Brendan comes over. We start drinking. We start doing the thing. Mike leaves and goes to Uncle Vinny's and does New Year's Eve. So he does like a New Year's Eve, the hour or two, plus the countdown, all that shit, you know, whatever. And then comes back home, and we've been drinking the whole time. Like Brendan and myself and Casey and all of like the comics and our significant others and Robbie and all of it. We've just been like, we've been boozing since before Mike left. So when Mike comes home, it's like, it's so exciting because we're all, you know what I mean? It's just a fun, you know, that energy of when you're drinking and then someone leaves and you're like, that sucks. And like, I'll be back. And you're like, I don't know, man, you're going to kind of miss the night, you know? And then you blink, you're drunk, and they come exploding through the door and they're like, let's fucking do it. And we were like, oh my God. You know, like it was like, I can't believe it's already time. It's already happening, you know? And that's exciting. That's a very exciting moment. And I remember feeling that night. It was very cool. And very cool. But, so this is the last one. This is late. We asked him to do a shot. And we've been doing shots. So we offer him, let's do a shot, whatever you want. And I got to tell you, these last 3 were very hard to prank him because he was constantly like, I don't trust you guys. He wouldn't let anybody hold the door open for him. Anytime we're like, what do you guys want to drink? He's like, fuck you. Like, so he's as suspicious as could be. So pulling each one off after the second one becomes more and more of a, there's a coup de grace. There's a beautiful moment here. When you pull each of these off, it doesn't feel like diminishing returns or a rake bit. It feels better every time because it's harder to trick him. You have to get him to let his guard down 6 times in one night. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here we go. Okay. So we put it, I mean, terrible camera work on me, but to be fair, I've been drinking for 7 hours at this point. Now, I don't know what's under there, but I know what's under there. It's the Smirnoff Ice, but I don't know what that is that we put over that to get him to pick it up. But his face right here, watch the eyes. Right, if I could get it just to the frame, I will. Right there, right there. The look of, I thought this was over. I promised. And I was promised. This is over. And now here we are. Back in hell again. I can barely stand up. I'm so drunk. But let's do one more shot to end the night. And instead, it's Brendan having to do a shot. Not a shot, sorry, even worse. A Smirnoff Ice. Now, Mike Cannon's reaction, I need to warn you guys, they have to do this on the streams. This is like a legal thing. I need to warn you right now, what you're about to see is a man that is so drunk and so happy and laughing so hard at this situation that is the 6th Smirnoff Ice for Brendan that you're about to watch a man have a psychotic break. He has a full psychotic, like cartoon, hit himself on the head with a mallet and like his tongue comes out and his eyes fly out to here. Full psychotic break. I haven't even watched this, but I remember this. Let's hear it. Listen to Mike as this happens. I'll just run it.
He just got done saying, all I've drank in is punishment.
Oh, that's how it is.
In a row.
By the way, he's about to lose his mind in a second. I called it too early. And also, I was like, how did that happen? How did that get, how did we trick him? I don't remember what that thing was. And then I showed us anyway. It was underneath the hat.
In a row. An unprecedented 6 in a row. I get why it's a punishment now.
That last one has moved around a
Look at babyface Sags.
I will do it.
Yeah, here's the fun at this. This is the best part. Truly. It's one of the girlfriends or wives talking about being like, stop, guys, he shouldn't do this. He shouldn't do this. And that, from Brendan being like, I'd do anything to get out of this, to hearing someone be like, guys, just stop. He can't do another one. To his, and I know that because I get that feeling too, that being like, say I won't. You know, like that. Oh, yeah? I didn't even want to do it. But right here, you watch him hear it. Listen.
I get why it's a punishment now.
Don't make him do it. And now, the tongue of excitement, followed by.
I will do it.
Right? I mean, this, ladies and gentlemen, is a man not within his right mind. This is a man. This man is on another terrestrial plane, as you could tell, and eyebrows at a sharp Michael Keaton angle. I mean, all teeth exposed, black pupils, jet black pupils, and the excitement. I saw him look, he looked exactly like this when the Knicks won. Exactly like this. Man, that's so funny. I'm going to watch that part again. It's the quiet he gets afterwards, too, that's very fun. And then there it is. Wow. I think that's the end of the video. Why is there still another 40 seconds? Oh, chanting. Come on, look at us. We all rooted for him. Sagalo. It was like, that was like someone crossing a marathon who like fell at the 23-mile mark and had to be dragged for the other 3 or whatever and like was crying. That's like that. That's how that felt, like a triumph of the human moment, of the human spirit in that moment. Great line. Very funny. Look at that. The Ice King Sagalo. Very funny. I don't think. Oh, I forgot about this.
You invited me here. I had no fun.
Oops.
Okay. I had no fun.
I remember what he said.
You invited me here.
You got me here.
I had no fun.
I had no fun.
Okay. You got me drunk.
No, you got me drunk.
In places that I would look the last place. I didn't think I'd be sitting.
So fun. So fun. I mean, doesn't get much better than that, gang. Truly fantastic. One of the greatest nights. One of my favorite New Year's Eves of my life. So fun. So fun. Michael Todd. My name isn't Michael Todd. Is it? Has my name been Michael Todd this entire time? I don't know. That really was the best part. Bro has trusted us for sure. For sure. He has never trusted us since then, dude. Since that day. That was the last time Brendan trusted any of us. But it was so funny. And again, what a sport for doing all that, you know? He didn't have to. But at that point, you're like, it's fun. It's fun to do that, you know? The morning after, we were all hungover violently. So I don't remember his being any worse than ours. Man, there were some times that I just remember we either did road gigs together or shit, man, whatever it was. Just like, yeah, I guess it must have been mostly like road gigs, but like just getting annihilated. And then the next morning, just like bleary-eyed. The time from Detroit was crazy. When Sagalo and I, we did mushrooms after our show. Well, no, not true. We did mushrooms before our show. in Detroit. And we thought we had it planned out pretty well. And then it was just supposed to be Brendan was going to do a half hour and I was going to do a half hour. And Brendan, we were just co-headlining it. And Brendan, his kicked in like, I don't know, 10 minutes into his set. And mine kicked in 10 minutes into his set. So I was just like out of my... Never in my life have I been on stage or performed on stage on mushrooms. And it was, by the way, good venue, fun venue. Would do that venue again. Was not a great show. It was not a great show. And I say that, I think like, I remember the audience being like very not fun. That's what I remember. I think there were actually now I'm remembering, there were some very drunk people, a lot of very, very, very drunk people. And we didn't have very drunk energy. We were drinking, but we didn't have very drunk energy. We had like mushroom energy. So we were being silly and fun, and other people were like calling out and yelling. And then Brendan came on stage, and him and I just riffed together and had a lot of fun. And, but no, that was crazy. And then it turned out to be like one of the strongest ones we've ever done. And we were tripping until we tried to go get like pizza afterwards, and we had to leave there. I forgot about that. And we went back to the Airbnb that we were staying at, or we were at somebody's apartment, I think, from the venue let us stay in someone's apartment. And their apartment was like a mushroom themed like treehouse experience in an apartment. Like everything was like, you know, black lights and like, you know, black light posters and mushroom trippy like beanbag chair. It was just a crash pad of a trip pad, I guess. And Brendan was, I mean, he was tripping in his room until we got up and went to the airport, which, by the way, that's the whole part of this. We took it early. It would show us at like 9 o'clock. We're like, oh, we'll take them 8:30. We'll probably be done by like 12, whatever. We were rocking and rolling. I was in this bed. I was in one bedroom. He was in the other. And we're like, our doors, we kept trying to go to sleep and we couldn't go to sleep. We were just too hot. You know, you're just like, I don't know if you've ever tripped so much that you can't sleep. And we were tripping so much it would be silent for maybe 10 minutes. You'd hear each other rolling and tossing and turning. One of us would start laughing and the other one would laugh or be like, what? And it's like, you're still awake too? And he's like, dude, I'm losing my mind over it. And then, you know, and then it's just like us laughing and talking like, all right, gotta go to bed. And it's like, closed our eyes, beep, beep, beep. And him and I going to that airport was so brutal that morning on like an hour's sleep. Not even hungover enough yet, like just so sleep deprived and coming down. And then I guess a little hungover. And then our flight got delayed. And he didn't have lounge access at the time. I think I definitely went into a lounge and got some stuff. But that was a very fun. But I do remember the show in the night before we did in Grand Rapids. Yes, because that's where someone gave us those mushrooms that were apparently dipped in acid. That was a very fun show. I'm going to go back to Grand Rapids soon, I think. It was a good time. Well, goddamn. It's crazy to think about how long ago that was, too. 90s hair gel. Remember 90s hair gel where it'd be like shellacked back and it'd be crunchy? My hair used to be stiff as a rock. Stiff as a board, light as a feather. Stiff as a board, light as a feather. But I think this is more my speed these days, you know? Less shellacked, more relaxed. That's what I'm about in this world. How long has it been? 4 hours we've been streaming? No. Huh. Well, damn, gang. I was going to play a game, but I don't even feel like I want to play a game anymore. Really, I kind of just want to keep talking and then wrap it up, you know? What's on your guys' mind? Anything? Anyone? All right. Let me see what's going on here. An Ari movie. Has Ari been in a movie? I feel like Ari's been in a movie. Let's look at his IMDb. IMDb. Ari. I just put in Ari into Google like they would know what that is. He has had to have been in some movie, I'm sure. Actor. Oh, I guess you guys can't see this. How do I make you guys? I think The Offspring. So yes, I mean that guy. You got to go down with the ship. You got to go down with the ship at that point. Everything I'm seeing is stand-up related. I don't think he has been in anything else. Hasn't even been in a movie. What the fuck? Crazy. What the fuck is he thinking? I could see him in a movie. He'd be very fun. Be very good. Couldn't you see him betraying someone in like a pretty tremendous way? I know I could. Oh, dipping mushrooms in acid is an Ari move. Yes. I thought you said Ari movie, which is so funny. I totally misread that. You definitely said move. You're 100% correct. Wasn't a thing you did wrong. It was me. It was me. All right, gang. Well, what do you think? I'll leave it up to you guys. This is freedom of choice. We can either wrap this puppy up, or we could get on some Call of Duty, play around it too. I'll throw the voice mod on and see what we got cooking. Now, if you guys want, I'll just stay and talk some shit for a couple more minutes before I go. But I'm also down to kill some Nazis. But I don't even think they're Nazis. I think they're like Russian. Who's the enemy in Warzone? Let's find that out. Who's the enemy in... It's probably Russian, right? Or some like Ukraine, like some sort of like Eastern European... No, man, like, this is so frustrating. Like, I'm typing in region of the world. Just tell me. Oh, Al-Mazrah, fictional Middle East. All right. Well, listen. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alejandro, end the stream. Terrific. Terrific suggestion. It's been a strong stream. It's been a young, virile, strong stream. If this stream went to a fucking proctologist, unbelievable results it would come back. I guess a proctologist not doing. Yeah, they are doing prostate exam. I don't know, man. I'm not 40 yet. I'm just a baby. I'm 30. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Marcel. You might be catching the end here, but I'm glad that you watched it or listened to it, however you consume it. It's all right with me. You guys enjoy watching it. I enjoy making it. Let me see. What if I pop some of this on in the background here? What sort of situation will we find ourselves in then, gang? What is this? Dance music? It's not at all what I tried to pick. Tried to pick rock and roll. So where are we going with this? Okay. That's the situation. I think Mike, the situation from Jersey Shore, already has that podcast. And this is pretty royalty free, all right. That's so funny. It's not even a little bit of what I wanted to listen to, but... What's this? This is fun. Bright, uplifting, funky rock. It sounds like Austin Powers. I want to check out that game that people are talking about, the painting game. It just feels like there's not nearly enough time to do the painting that those people do on those Instagram reels. I'm also not good at drawing, so I feel like that's going to be a nightmare. Saltboy, it's a crazy picture. It's a crazy image. One you can never get out of your head. It's been my phone caller ID for him since that video. That's been his caller ID, is him being like, yeah! So great. Yeah. A happy accident, Marcel. It is kind of fun. Especially if you guys are a little high. Or on 150 milligrams, apparently. Then you're in the real world there, pal. All right. This is updated. I'm doing background tasks, you guys. Let me just see what this is going on here. On 150. Whoa! That sucks. Whose voice was that? Nightmare. Gross. Damn. All right, gang. Well, I think I'm going to go. Now I've talked myself into playing some Call of Duty, so I'm going to go do that, I think. And I don't think we need to keep the stream going. I think we had a great stream. This might be something that I just got to do on my own, you know? I just got to talk some shit to some strangers for no one. I don't want to get stream sniped again, apparently. That was insane. They were also mean. How do they find it so fast? I don't know how they do it. Helldivers, we had Helldivers. We got on a Helldivers kick. We played that for a year. It should be great. Yes, a green blanket. Good idea, Chris. Good idea. That would be good. Let me skip this whole part. I forgot about this thing. Anyway, gang. Thanks for coming to hang out. I appreciate you. This has been fun. We just talk shit for an hour and 40. Look at us. Goddamn. Without ads. Ad-free, by the way. Life, living our best life, you know? How do I get this scary music off in the end of the stream? Good Lord. Yes. Anyway, you guys are great. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. I can't imagine that you're watching this and you're not subscribed at this point, but if you are, just do it, weirdo. What's your problem? You're gonna see me again, whether you like it or not. Just subscribe. Don't make it like, oh, you came up on the algorithm. You could just shut up. Can't keep me away. Won't die. Multiply. X. All right, gang. Well, that's it forever. See you.